Details today after police in London, Kentucky shot and killed a man while allegedly serving a warrant at the wrong home. Court documents now confirming that police were looking for a stolen weed eater.
As Lauren Miner tells us, the suspect in the theft had already been arrested hours before the shooting.
I just don't understand why it went to this. I mean, how did it lead to this? I know that's what everybody else is asking too.
49-year-old Hobart or Hobie Buttery is currently behind bars at the Laurel County Correctional Center charged with theft. Thursday afternoon, he appeared in front of a judge for a preliminary hearing. He then agreed to a sit-down interview.
I got a weed eater and a little heater, a little baseboard heater like that, was sitting on the outside, but now they're saying I went in and took backpacks, weed eater, blowers and everything.
According to Buttery's arrest citation, officers were called to Taylor Drive in London for a reported burglary. Police say lawn equipment was stolen from the property of Laurel County Judge Executive David Westerfield.
Last Sunday night, there was items stolen from my property. What was stolen did not belong to me. It belonged to a person that was using my garage to store his equipment in. And I was out of town when this happened. I knew nothing more than that about it.
Buttery says he used to work for the man who owned the equipment.
I worked for him.
Okay.
I worked on him for 20 years.
The citation says camera footage led officials to Buttery, who admitted to taking a heater and weed eater. The Manchester Police Department arrested him the evening of December 23rd.
As far as where those items are now, I mean, did you drop them off somewhere? Were they sold somewhere?
No, it wasn't sold.
Okay, but they were dropped off somewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you saying where they were dropped off?
No.
Police say Buttery admitted that he planned to take the weed eater to a home in Lilly. Buttery denies that claim. According to an affidavit for the search warrant, information obtained through the investigation led London police to a home on Van Zant Road.
Now, did you previously live over on Van Zant Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you know Doug Harless?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
The warrant details that London police arrived to the home of Doug Harless, 511 Van Zant Road, just hours after Buttery was arrested in Manchester with a search warrant for stolen lawn equipment.
Units on scene, 10 serve search warrant. Call on the radio for assistance. Shots fired. 489 Van Zant Road.
Laurel County dispatch audio confirmed that police were supposed to be serving a search warrant to 489 Van Zant. According to the affidavit, the officers knocked on the front door, announcing themselves as law enforcement with a search warrant. It goes on to say that officers made entry through the front door and found Harless armed with a gun. That's when an officer fired multiple rounds, fatally hitting Harless.
I feel like that it had a lot to do with Hobart Buttery, but it was not his fault for the police going to the wrong address and the wrong house.
A family member of Buttery says someone needs to be held accountable.
They called the warrant 5 times saying 489, and they still were at 511, and Hobie had lived at 515. So that would still put him at the wrong address, no matter what address they would have went into there.
Buttery says he no longer lives on Van Zant Road and doesn't know why police showed up to Harless's home that night.
I think it's wrong. I mean, every bit of that's wrong. The way they done it, everything's wrong. I mean, they didn't have no reason to go to that man's house. I didn't tell them nothing about that man, so I don't know why they was at that man's house, period. Okay. I didn't tell them no address. I didn't tell them nothing like that.
Buttery says he knew Harless and talked to him several times when they lived near each other. He says that's why he's sharing his story.
It should never led to this right here. Not a stolen weed eater should not lead up to a man getting killed. I don't care where you're at, what's going on, that should not happen.